And I'll start with you. I think there's not much to disagree with in this budget. You could look for add-ons that didn't come. You could look for specific schemes maybe that didn't come. But I think Shamika is making the point that the massive increase in government spending will have its own impact eventually on jobs, on opportunities, and therefore indirectly those lost jobs, millions of lost jobs are being addressed. Arvind, Mayaram.
I think, let me first say this, that the budget, as you have said, is not very imaginative, but I'm not worried about that. Actually, budgets should not be too imaginative. That can also cause issues. Yeah. Budget is supposed to be something which provides a kind of a roadmap as how it will go, but not upset what is being happening all this while. So therefore, to that extent, yes, you're right that it isn't very imaginative. It has.
No, I was saying people are saying it's not imaginative, but people have also said it's prudent, it's safe, it's transparent. They've also said all those good things.
This is what I'm saying also, that it is not. I'm happy it is not very radical in that sense, because radical budgets also tend to create other kind of issues.
Sure.
But the basic problem here is, whereas I welcome the announcement with regard to, for instance, outlays in medical and health and outlays in infrastructure and so on, one big issue is in terms of revenues. I think revenue targets are very unrealistic. Look at the disinvestment.
We just lost your sound, sir. We just lost your sound. Are you back?
Yeah, can you?
Yes. Yeah, I think you're having a little bit of an unstable connection. Just try and make your point. No, we've lost your sound. Let us try and fix our audio to you, and we'll get you back. But I got the gist of what you were saying about the revenue projections being unrealistic. And Amirullah, do you want to kind of jump in there? Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Barkha. The standard question to ask is whether you can hear me all right. But I guess you are.
We can, yes. Go ahead.
To me, the first signal is the stock market. If in a year when the focus of a budget has to be the poor, the stock markets do so well, I get very worried. It's just amazing how the stock market started off on a high note and then just doubled and tripled in no time. So that sends us a worry. The second issue is the big glaring issue that I haven't heard anyone talk about. I was worried about it, that maybe I'd missed something. And then when I looked at the papers, I found it. The Manrega outlay, that's actually been drastically cut down. In a year like this, when we've had, 160 million people unemployed, walking back home and all of that, to cut Manrega at a time when we have heard the ministry saying in October that we couldn't cope with the demand is strange, to say the least.
Okay.
The third point is that, some of us were expecting this budget to be headlined the poor. But the budget seems to be headlined land. It seems to be about selling lots of land. Selling railway land, selling.
Why do you
because say that? Suddenly there is this new announcement that the government is going to, there is a word called monetize, which in simple English means sell. Government land is railways and airports, and and that's a serious issue. That is how we are going to make ends meet.
You don't think it went far enough to acknowledge the suffering of the poor in a pandemic year, in particular the plight of the migrant workers? I just want to let Amir, you want Arvind,
Arvind,
Arvind, you're back with us. I'm going to let you complete your point, and